across the river, can you hear freedom calling me?
In the very beginning of the Civil War, my great-great-grandfather, along with thousands of other people, they risked their lives and self-emancipated.
There's a picture of Robert Langley Brooks right here. He escaped from Matthews County. His white grandfather came out with a shotgun and was shooting at him because he was getting away. Can you imagine that? It's hurtful. He made his way to freedom by rowing across the York River, and at night he made it through the woods undercover to Fort Monroe.
That law had been established that if a slave had escaped from the slave owner and he was found, that he would have to return that slave. It was a Fugitive Slave Act.
Major General Benjamin Franklin Butler said, well, you say that these men are property, and so I'm going to confiscate these men. And they came to be known as contraband of war.
Butler's decision not to send them back was really a turning point in their lives.
This is the story of America's first contraband community.
By the end of the Civil War, over 10,000 enslaved individuals known as contrabands had made their way to Fortress Monroe.
Over the next year, our award-winning PBS film crew will follow descendants of these contrabands as they trace the footsteps of their ancestors.
Bingo! I found it. I found my great-grandparents.
These descendants grapple with their family's oral histories passed down to them.
Back then it was taboo for a white man and a black woman to get together.
And they try to find peace coming to terms with their family's past.
Yeah, that's fading, but this is the family. And that was 1898.
We were always in the forefront, like the people who built this fort, the people who got jobs here, the people who established families because of the jobs they got here. You know, it's all still part of the social fabric.
I didn't have to wait on the educators because our family passed the story down. Just through generations, I learned from Mom about the contraband.
I think it's amazing that the descendants of contrabands are sitting here having a conversation with descendants of General Benjamin Butler today.
Out of the ashes of Hampton, the contrabands created a thriving community that had never existed before.
Help us produce this feature documentary and educational program about America's first contrabands.
I hope that this story will inspire others to study the history of their own family, because we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for those that were before us. To realize that they can do something and don't give up.
Your involvement ensures stories like these become commonplace in American history. Together, let us lift every voice by amplifying the courageous efforts of all our ancestors who fought for our freedom. Their courage lives on through us.
You've got a right to the tree of life. You've got a right.